this. Are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I'm on the character select screen. I'm gonna be a berserker. What are you guys gonna be?
I found the song. Yeah. You take a hot dog, stuff it with some jack cheese, fold it in a pizza.
You got cheesy
You
bastard.
get some cheese bastard. And then all the kids say, "Thanks, meat cat."
He
Yeah,
flies off in his skateboard.
What?
that's a one. Rocket skateboard,
Wait, what the
right?
fuck are you guys talking about?
30 Rock.
Oh my gosh.
Who the fuck?
Are we about to kick Ben off
Yeah,
this
how do you
podcast
not
for
know
this?
Meat Cat and Cheesy Blasters?
Lemon. This is gonna.
Yeah, it's 30 Rock.
Eating those things is gonna kill you.
Oh, cheesy blasters.
Oh, those Cheesy Blasters.
Well, I don't know. I thought you were talking about a real thing.
It is a real thing in 30 Rock.
Oh my god.
Welcome to another episode of Dos Nav Cincos. This is episode number 8. I'm your host, David.
And I'm Stuart.
And I'm Ben.
This week, our movie of the week is Hustlers with J-Lo and friends.
Constance Wu. You of all people should know, David. This is a mostly Asian podcast.
It's J-Lo. That we already told the good people who listened to episode 7 that J-Lo is listening and also in the movie. That is our prime target at this point.
Yeah. So, this is
so-
for you, J-Lo.
Just a really quick update. I guess we might be losing Ben very soon because Borderlands is out now, and he is currently downloading it. So we have very limited time. So we're going to just skip straight to the very end and pick the movie for next week. And that'll be our episode because Ben doesn't care about anything but Borderlands right now.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm actually playing it right now, so I don't really care.
I thought you said you were still downloading
I'm
it.
playing it right now.
He's playing on PS4 while he's waiting for PC to download.
No,
I
I'm
think
playing
that's
on
what's happening.
Xbox while I'm waiting for PS4.
Oh,
Why do you have both?
Why not?
yeah, David.
Isn't an RPG kind of having one save file really, really important?
Yeah, but what happens if I want two?
He's got a point.
Yeah, dumbass.
I really can't argue with
No,
that.
you can't. Now, hurry up. I sent you an invite.
I don't have it.
Oh. Must be the other David Chen I know. Sorry, I know like 5 David Chens. It's a very common name, apparently.
Yeah, especially among Asians.
Oh yeah, no, that reminds me of my time when I was at UCLA. There was 3 others that were in the same
Math class.
residence hall.
Oh, I thought you were going to say the same fraternity, the David Chen fraternity.
No, they're-
Delta.
I would have
Delta-
definitely joined that.
what's-
No questions
What's
asked.
C?
So it's,
Greek alphabet.
Delta.
Delta.
You're
You giving
a
tug,
Tridel?
you giving tug jobs outside of Delta.
Tridel.
Oh yeah, Delta.
That's a sorority.
Tridel.
Delta, Delta Gamma, the Delta Gammas. That's what the David Chen.
The DCs.
Yeah, the David Chen fraternity is.
Nice. All right, I'll make sure. Wait, no, DG is actually a thing. Delta Gammas is also a sorority. Why does that keep working out that way?
You were in a sorority then, by mistake
Hi,
or on
girls,
purpose.
I'm
You're the Mrs. Doubtfire of the sorority.
This,
You're the for sorority
this
mom.
is David Fire, the sorority.
And they're like, "Come on, David, we're gonna go get naked, take a shower," and you're like, "I'll be right there, girls." And then some hijinks happen, and then that's the movie.
You're a boy? You're a guy? I guess I always knew.
Has anyone penned this movie yet? Because
I think I'm filling it out right now. Copyright, trademark, TM.
As soon as you Ben, you pitch it, then I'm sure it'll happen. Just like your idea for the Green Goblin.
the Green Goblin.
Yeah, or David's idea for Spider-Man 4 Face Off.
Please don't resurrect that. That should have died.
Oh no,
I was the one who had to edit that episode. And I was like listening to it. I was like, why would you give away such a great idea over a podcast that's free? You are giving gold away. Don't do that.
Oh, speaking of which, there was news last week, I think, about a Face Off remake.
What?
Really?
Yeah.
Do tell.
I actually don't know too much about it. I just saw that Paramount was in talks to remake Face Off, but aside from that, I don't know too much about it. Doesn't sound like John Woo's coming back for it.
Well, then what the hell's the point?
But is Nick Cage and Travolta coming back?
Probably not. Unless they take their faces off.
If Tom Cruise can reprise his role as Maverick, those two can do it for Face Off.
Well, that's because Tom Cruise is like ageless. Like,
Yeah, I know.
Nick Cage time has not been kind to Nick Cage, and probably and also
many
John
things
Travolta.
have not been kind to him.
That's true, but especially time. I feel like if they try to reboot Face Off, they'll try to make it like too serious. You know what I mean?
You mean like Total Recall?
Yeah, they'll do like a Total Recall on it, where they'll take the original, which was fun and everyone loved it, and then they'll just try to make it dark and
Gritty.
And totally miss what everyone really liked about the first film.
exactly.
Seems like that's been happening a lot.
So you're saying Face Off should be the third movie of the 21 Jump Street. Jonah Hill, Channing Tatum.
Actually,
Face Off.
there was supposed to be a third 21 Jump Street film, but they never made it because I'm actually not sure why they didn't make it. It sounded actually like a really crazy, zany idea that might have worked. It was
Well, after they go off to college, then what's next?
Wasn't that supposed to be Men in Black crossover?
yeah, that's what it was.
What? I would watch the crap out of that movie.
Yeah, I think it probably might have done better than the latest one that came out. So they missed gold again.
And here we are, just throwing gold away with Spider-Man 4 Face Off.
Yep.
Thank you, Stu. That makes me feel slightly better.
These golden ideas just floating out into the ether, never to be used.
Maybe that'll be the where this podcast goes away from. We just stop reviewing movies and we just start pitching movies and then seeing
Making up movies.
yeah, and how many of those end up showing up.
That'd be a good idea for an episode where we didn't watch a movie.
And we just pretended like we talked about a movie. And then you never mentioned the title of it, and then you just get really in depth, and they go, by the way, that was entirely made up the entire time. I don't know. We'll discuss. So that'll be something else. But for the last couple weeks, we've been following Popeyes. That doesn't seem like there's any updates for that. I haven't gotten any. How about you guys? No?
We might have to put that segment to bed until it comes back.
Yep. So I think this is probably the last update until they make an official announcement, and then I think we might have to just everybody eat a Popeyes chicken sandwich on the air. At the same time.
That'll sound good.
Okay, I'll live stream from Popeyes.
Okay. We'll do the I was talking to Ben about this, or we were talking about it.
Yeah.
Doing like a live stream from Popeyes when we finally get a chicken sandwich.
Nice.
Live, Twitch live stream, all three of us finally getting our hands on a chicken sandwich.
Yeah, after standing in line, we'll do hourly updates when we were in the back of the line, and then an hour later when we were a third of the way in.
And then 6 hours later when we get to the front and they run out. Yeah. That'd be a sad day.
Oh, there was many sad days, but it's okay. Anything for you guys that you guys have watched besides this week's movie of the week?
I did not. Unfortunately, I mentioned I wanted to watch Dark Crystal, which I meant to, and I ran out of time.
Okay, well, that's no problem. But we hope that you get a chance to kind of watch that for next week. I'm definitely kind of interested to see it, because I definitely have some very vague memories of Dark Crystal, but not necessarily anything that kind of just makes me like go, oh my gosh, I have to see this. But yeah, I look forward to that. Ben, how about you?
Unfortunately, nothing for me either. It's been a busy week.
Busy?
Yeah.
That's fine.
If that's the case, there was something, I don't know if I forgot to mention it last week, but there is something as far as trailers go that came out that I saw I'm very excited for, which is Bad Boys for Life.
Ooh, there you go.
It's the third installment of the Bad Boys franchise. Will Smith and Martin Lawrence returning, and oh boy, I'm super excited because those Bad Boys movies, whoo, those are a good time.
I've never seen Bad Boys.
Oh my.
I've seen that one part that was in the movie Hot Fuzz. Does that count?
Am I supposed to be keeping tallies of all the movies that we thought Ben had seen and now he hasn't
I've seen it. I've seen it. You know, the part in Hot Fuzz.
It's almost like he's Keith, where like, how does he know all this information about movie production, but like he's only seen like 6 movies?
Well, actually, here's the interesting thing. I was talking to one of my coworkers, James, today, and we were doing a lot, like, there was some back and forth with, like, movie quotes from UHF. There was some quotes from Dumb and Dumber. He's a huge fan of, like, SpongeBob, and then, and he was just, like, talking about how his friends are just like us, where somebody will say something, and it'll start this, like, tangential thing where people just start talking about that movie without indirectly like ever saying the name of the movie, and then just quotes happen back to back to back to back to back, and it just kind of spirals into this thing where it blends all these other movies together because they say one thing or not. And like we talked about Black Dynamite and stuff like that too. And then he told me like sometimes he doesn't know what the reference is, but he has it in his vocabulary or in his repertoire because they refer it so often that it kind of just becomes part of it, even though he's never actually seen the movie. So I guess that's just something that happens.
Wasn't that the case with someone here with Superbad?
Oh yeah, Ben had never seen Superbad,
but he knew of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like that's also the same thing with like Austin Powers. Like I never actually.
Don't you say it? Don't you say you've never seen Austin Powers? Don't you say that? Don't you say those words?
So we're gonna go to the box office. No, I have seen all of it, but just not all the way through, like in one sitting from the beginning to the very end.
Nobody's saying when they say have you seen Austin Powers, you don't say no, I haven't watched all 3 back to back to back, so no, I haven't seen it.
No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is like I've never actually had one full sitting where I actually watched the entire thing of Austin Powers. I've always caught it on like TNT.
Unbelievable.
And I caught like the beginning and had to go do something, come back, it was already too late, and then I would either catch like the middle part and then watch to the end, or I'll watch towards the end and stuff like that. So if I ever sat through a full screen, probably at some point together, but when it first came out, people were talking about it. I had no idea what was going on, but they talked about it so often. It's the same thing with Superbad for Ben.
Wait. So you've gotten bits and pieces of Austin Powers, right? Like through TV viewings or whatever. It's just on in the background. Does that mean that you possibly have like all 3 movies into this one gigantic mess in your head?
It's possible. I'm starting to try to piece it together right now, and it's not looking good.
So in the first movie, there's this guy named Goldmember.
No, that's you're dumb. That's definitely at the end of the first one. Come
okay.
Did you like that part in the first Austin Powers when they were rocking out to Queen in the car? Did you like that part in Austin Powers when he goes and saves Fiona and then Eddie Murphy was there?
What?
And then he says, "Donkey."
I think I need to rewatch Austin Powers. I definitely.
Oh, it's iconic. It's an iconic scene, David.
And then the donkey falls in love with the dragon, right?
No. Then the donkey and his friend, they start a TV show in their basement that's aired through Aurora. Where is it? Oh, shit, I don't remember. Ohio?
It's called Austin's World.
That's funny. So yeah, maybe I need to go back and refresh my memory with Austin Powers, because definitely some of that stuff definitely blended a little bit.
I don't know what's worse, Ben not having seen the Bad Boys movies or you not having seen Austin Powers.
Probably mine. I'll
I would probably say that just because there's 3 of them, and that means there were more opportunities to see them. But I'm also, if it weren't for that, I'd probably say Ben, because Bad Boys, man, come on.
I mean,
Fresh Prince and Martin Lawrence, like, come on.
Yeah, shit just got real.
No, don't you, even.
Just got real.
So while you guys had kind of a slower week, I'm actually kind of glad, because that means that I had more time to catch up. I am past season 1 of Mindhunter. I am now a third of the way through season 2, so I'll probably be done by next week.
What do you think of it so far?
I really like season 2 a lot more.
Really?
But here's the reason, is I feel like Season 1 placed a lot of groundwork for Season 2, especially when it comes to a specific serial killer that's being mentioned, because there was a lot of hints beforehand. It kind of made me feel like the same way I did when I was watching Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where I didn't have all this background on it, and I was kind of relying on the Season 1 to provide it. Season 1's great. It's fantastic. But I feel like I have so much more invested in Season 2 because of all the stuff, all the knowledge and the information we got from Season 1. And I don't want to spoil anything for anybody that's like listening to our podcast.
So kind of along those lines, it's kind of like saying like Rush Hour 1 was good, and it was really just laying the groundworks. But Rush Hour 2 is really where it's at. That's basically what you just said, David.
That is a great analogy. That is a wonderful analogy.
Thank you, Ben.
And this concludes this week's episode of Dos and a Half Cincos. I will be hosting Cincos on this other podcast.
Cinco.
You guys are never going to let this go.
Well, you can't really let go of facts.
Yeah, I mean, you just admitted
It's not a fact.
yourself.
It's not. I'm not going to admit it. I like 1 better than 2.
We all have the recording here, so
1 is better than 2.
there's audio proof that you just admitted that.
I know. Hey, just because I'm in the minority doesn't mean that I'm wrong.
No, you're not wrong, because you just admitted that
1 is better than 2. Nope, I said Mindhunter Season 2 is better
but
than 1. I did not say...
your analysis.
I did not infer... Do not infer what I'm trying to say. I am telling you what I'm saying right now. Rush Hour 1 is better than Rush Hour 2.
I didn't have to
End of
infer
story.
anything. You basically just told us.
You drew such a long string from that to create this analogy that's never going to stick. You're never going to get me to say 2 is better than 1. It's not going to happen.
You know what? I will, because guess who's editing this episode?
I am editing this
I'm
episode.
You're doing episode 7.
I'm also going to do 8 because Ben, I don't think, is going to be able to get to do 6.
Because you don't want me to put you saying that Rush Hour 2 is better than Rush Hour 1.
I already know how this is going to end. It's not going to end well for me. I already can tell.
Hey, David, what's 1 plus 1?
Not happening.
No. There, I'll answer for you. It's 2. Now, is 2 greater than 1?
But that means that you needed 2 number 1s
Uh-huh.
to equal 2.
Uh-huh.
So that means that's how great it is. It was twice as good. Twice as good.
It's half as good.
Twice as good. I'm editing this episode. Fuck you guys. All right. Well, it sounds like... Yeah, it was pretty good. All right. So we're going to jump right into our box office rundown for this week. Staying at number 1 is It Chapter 2. Taking the number 2 spot is the movie of the week, Hustlers. Number 3 is Angel Has Fallen, down from number 2. Good Boys slides another slot down to number 4. Lion King still holding strong in the top in the number 5 spot.
Jesus, is that even still in theaters?
It is in theaters, in 2,365 theaters, down from 245 theaters took it off.
You think they'll just keep it till the end of the year?
Yeah, probably at this point. Fast and Furious moved down 1 from 5 to now 6. Overcomer slides from 6 to 7. And we have a newcomer to the top 10. In addition to Hustlers is Goldfinch. This comes in at number 8. Number 9 is Peanut Butter Falcon, who is outside of the top 10 now looking in. And then rounding out the top 10 is Dora and the Lost City of Gold, down from number 7. The ones that slid out of the top 10 that was in previous weeks was Scariest Stories to Tell in the Dark and the Tarantino film we reviewed in episode 2, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Gentlemen, thoughts?
I'm a little surprised that the Goldfinch movie, which I just saw on the sides, it looked like some kind of arty, kind of dramatic movie. I'm surprised that it has such a low review from, low tomato meter.
Oh, yeah, that was kind of surprising to me, too. Like, it got less than, 30% or something like that?
26 right now I'm looking at.
Yeah, so I heard it's, very artsy and people like I guess some of the cinematography and stuff like that, but I guess there's pacing issues, there's, a storytelling aspect that doesn't work out. I read some of the reviews, but I don't know. Part of me kind of wants to see it for myself. But overall, I'm not too surprised in terms of everything. I mean, the only thing I'm surprised in, I think we discussed this last week, was The Lion King is still in the top 5.
Doesn't want to go away.
I don't know anybody who hasn't seen this movie at this point. Well, I mean, besides the 3 of us. But
I think that's what Disney's waiting for.
is for Dos and a Half Cincos to review this movie.
Yeah, they're like, take the hint.
They have already grossed over $500 million with this one movie.
Well, I don't know what to tell you, Disney. Maybe if it's there in 3 more months, then...
If it's there by Christmas, we'll do a Christmas episode on The Lion King.
Let's be honest. They're probably going to re-release it for Christmas.
With 6 extra minutes.
No, every character is now wearing a Santa hat.
And, oh, whoops, we accidentally watched the original Lion King. Sorry, Disney. That's on us.
They're like, don't worry, we sent you guys all individual release DVDs to watch.
You guys don't realize when you signed up for iTunes that there's a clause in there requiring you to watch this movie, or else you will be financially liable.
Dear Lord.
Like, wow, Disney, you got us, checkmate.
Are any of you guys kind of surprised how close Hustlers came to It Chapter 2?
I am, honestly. I didn't think it was going to do this well.
Yeah, $6 million short of taking number 1. It too makes sense because, I mean, it came out last week, and, you know, half the people that couldn't get to see it wanted to see it this week. There wasn't very much other competition. Well, this is a very Ben thing, but there's not much other competition.
It's true.
I was going to do that. Damn it.
You're both absolutely right.
Hang on, let me try my Ben impersonation.
All right, go ahead.
Actually, there's not a lot of competition in this movie. That was it.
Ben, that was a really good
I know, it was pretty good, right?
You just provided.
It actually was really good. Wait, can you take over for me? I think I need to go play Borderlands.
Sure. Yeah, so I'm playing Borderlands now.
Stu, you can go over and take over playing
right.
Borderlands as Ben.
Okay.
Ben, you have to now do an impression of Stu.
Okay.
Okay, go.
Look at me, I'm Stu. I'm such a good friend.
Stu, what are your thoughts on why on our top 2, you know, It Chapter 2 and Hustlers? What are your thoughts on that?
I was thinking that, what was I thinking? I don't think a lot. I had a thought before we started making fun of Ben.
Oh, geez, Stu, these movies are rated R.
Oh, wait, do we need to do a rated R count to see how wrong Ben is again?
What, that there's no sustainability if you have a rated R movie?
Yeah, even though...
Good Boys top 3 out of the top 5 are all rated R.
Well, actually, if you look at the recent releases,
all right, let's not do that again. Actually, the top 4 out of 5, because Angel Has Fallen is rated R.
Is it?
Yes.
I thought it was rated PG-13.
Nope. Rated R.
Whoa. Ben, how's it feel to be wrong? Oh, jeez, I don't know.
Actually, theatrical releases are timed so that the fiscal year is...
Ben, it sounds like you're not getting enough Borderlands in your diet.
But I guess I'm not super surprised just because, you know, It too seems like it has a lot more broader reach than maybe Hustlers does. Like, more people would be interested in that than maybe, because like, just like if you don't know anything about what Hustlers is like really about, which was kind of me too going into it, you probably just look at it like, oh, I don't want to see some stripper movie. I mean, I guess it makes sense. And also there was no competition.
Wow, I'm glad you guys finally see that. You know, I feel like I've been saying this every week, and you guys have just been making fun of me, and now...
Yeah, it only took us 8 weeks to get to this point.
I know. How's it feel? How's it feel?
We learn a lot from you, Ben.
Yeah, I know.
Now my question is, what do we still need Ben on the podcast for if we've already gleaned all of
That's
the
true.
gold out?
Ben, why don't you go ahead and
have.
why don't you go ahead and hang up?
So, welcome to
Well, no,
Un and a Half Cincos.
actually, I mean, I was about to say we can kick Ben off, but I need someone to help me dunk on David. So
that is a two-man job. You can't dunk by yourself.
It is.
You got the alley.
That's
so
right.
I can hoop, or
I'm a lot of man. You need help.
I got to get Ben up on my shoulders so he can reach the basket and then toss the ball up to him.
What?
Ah, no, don't dunk on me.
You pass the ball up while you punch him in the dick.
Why is that necessary? I've already decided not to try to block the shot. I'm just going to let you score.
You're still going to go on a poster.
It'll be the same poster that Dwight Howard was on when Kobe dunked over him. It's just like Dwight Howard just kind of like shying away, covering his face, and just kind of like, this is happening.
I hope whatever kind of statue makers, I don't know if they have like an actual name, when they make Kobe statue.
You mean a sculptor?
Whatever. That's not the point. Let me get to the point.
Get to the point, quick.
When they make Kobe's statue outside Staples Center, the front view of it, when you're looking at it from the front, it's like one of his poses from like when he in the 2010 championship or something like that. And then if you walk around to the back, it turns into him dunking on Dwight Howard,
Who is now a Laker again. He could be reminded every single time. It's like, why did you put this in the player's entrance? Shouldn't it be out front with all the other legends?
Nope, it's just for you, Dwight.
Just for you. Remember your place. So I think that pretty much wraps up our box office rundown for this week. Not many surprises. Obviously, the big surprise this week is Hustlers stealing the number 2 spot. Obviously, Chapter 2 is going to have a little bit more staying power. We'll see if next week it'll be able to hold up against the likes of Brad Pitt and Ad Astra.
I don't think so.
I look forward to that one. So,
Yeah.
No? You guys don't think so?
I don't think so, no.
Wait.
Actually, isn't there 2 movies coming out this week?
Oh, Downton Abbey and Rambo Last Blood.
Yeah, well, not Downton Abbey. Like, nobody cares.
But actually, here's the thing is, I think Downton Abbey actually might...
Oh, you put a wager on it?
Not over Ad Astra.
No, not over at Ad Astra. I'm talking about Rambo.
Oh, so you're saying which one will place higher, Downton Abbey or Rambo?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I'm going to vote Rambo just because I don't know what the fuck Downton Abbey is. I thought it was Downtown Abbey. So that just shows you how much I know about that one.
Welcome to Downtown Abbey.
I mean, come on, with the accents, like, come on. Come on.
Okay, here's the thing is, I don't know very much about Doctor Who. I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for that.
I don't either.
Oh, okay. Well...
Wait, what the fuck does Doctor Who have to do with this?
Is he in Downton Abbey?
Wait, is this a Doctor Who movie?
You could have told me that and I would have believed it.
It's another BCC, like one of those BBC... Sorry, BCC. Damn it. BBC.
Yeah, can you include me on that?
British Broadcasting Company, BBC. It's one of those TV shows that, took off. Kind of like the same thing with Doctor Who is one. Downton Abbey is also another one. It's kind of like almost kind of tongue-in-cheek where people are saying, oh, like I'm really into Downton Abbey, and you don't really know if to take them seriously or not, because you're like, why would you be interested in watching something about rich people and their servants or something?
Is that what that's about?
I think.
Are we just making up a plot for this?
Kinda. You want to do that like we did for Overcomer?
Sure. Yeah, let's 3 guys who don't know anything about Downton Abbey will come up. All right, yeah. Let me just pull up a poster of it.
It looks like a version of the movie Clue. They're all standing around.
This is a TV series though, right?
It was.
Yes, it is a long-standing TV series in the BBC.
Do they just kill off a person every season and try to figure out who it was?
I don't know, but I'm hoping. If that's the case, I will go watch Downton Abbey. But I highly doubt that.
Not to, dunk on anyone who likes this kind of stuff, but I'm looking at this picture right now, and I cannot imagine a more boring looking show to watch. All I see is a bunch of British people in whatever upper class, rich people clothes, and holy shit, it looks boring.
I think it's about nobility in Britain. That's pretty much what it comes down to. It's critically acclaimed. There's a lot of people who like it. Critics really like it. Oh, and they stopped making it in 2015. So they're only at 6 seasons? And now there's a movie. Oh, man. I don't want to be on the right side of this.
What do you mean the right?
I really don't. Well, I want Rambo to beat Downton Abbey.
Oh.
But I feel like because you've already picked your side on Rambo, I gotta pick Downton Abbey just to keep this
You don't
interesting.
have to.
No, damn it. I'm picking the BBC, okay?
The big black... never mind.
And that goes this week's episode of Dos and a Half Cincos.
I mean, it's been a little while since we said anything on those racial lines, so that's not really racial. It's just a funny.
I mean, we always say David's Chinese every episode.
Yeah, but that's okay. It's okay because like it's like the N word we can say to other Asian people.
Yeah, Chinaman,
Oh.
Chinaman.
Oriental.
Oh, so hurt.
Yeah, Downton Abbey looks like the whitest people in the world.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was in the top 5.
Holy shit, these people are white. I can't get over it.
It has a cult following. I'm pretty sure it'll probably crack the top 5. It won't be 1, 2, or 3. I think Ad Astra will come in at number 1. It will probably slide to number 2. Angel Has Fallen will probably slide to 4.
Rambo's definitely going to be Angel Has Fallen.
Yeah, because the people that were going to see Angel Has Fallen probably already seen it already.
Like your dad.
I think Downton Abbey might be 5. And then we might see Lion King slip to 6 for next week. And then it'll probably come back after that.
After all these other movies have left theaters, Lion King's still going to be like, hey guys, I'm still here.
Hey, Dose and a Half sequels, we're still waiting for you guys to review. And then I think Rambo might be number 6. That's where I don't know how 3 and 4 are going to shake out. But I feel like it will be number 2, Ad Astra number 1, Downton Abbey 5. I'm not sure about 3 or 4, and then Rambo 6.
I'm going to say that Rambo is going to place higher.
Yeah, I'm saying top 5.
Yeah.
Like 3?
I think it's going to be 3, at least.
At least.
All right. If I'm wrong, I will buy a round for both of you.
I'd rather you just admit that Rush Hour 2 is better than Rush Hour 1.
Okay, I'm not putting the stakes on that horse crap. I'd rather just end the episode right here, right now. Just be like, nope, no bet. Bet's off. But yeah, that's my prediction. That's where I think it'll be. That's just based off how much I keep hearing about Downton Abbey. Not because I actually think it'll be good, but who knows.
It's also based off of 2 minutes ago when you said that you can't pick Rambo because I already picked Rambo. So
they just leave that alone.
Okay. Cut that part out.
Yeah, we'll cut that out. So that does it for our box office rundown for this week. We're going to take a really quick break, and we'll be right back with our movie pick of the week, Hustlers.
Shit, I'm trying. I should really just come up with fake ads instead
I'm telling cheesy blasters.
Instead of have no, I don't think that's like, I don't know. It's too. We can get like in trouble. Tina Fey might come after us.
She'd be like, you guys used our fate. So don't say cheesy blasters. Blaster cheesy.
Queso.
Oh,
how do you say
queso blasteros?
How do you say blaster and pistolero? I don't know.
Or maybe she'll like us so much that we become the next Donald Glover.
Cheesy blaster, cheesy blaster, cheesy blaster.
Ben, real quick, can you ask Letty how to say blaster in Spanish?
Why are you typing it to
Can't
her?
You just like lean out the door?
No, she's playing Overwatch right now.
Oh, so you can't bother. Okay, never mind. Just at serious time.
Desintegrado.
That what?
Disintegrado. Yeah. Desintegrador. Disintegrador. I just typed in blaster in Spanish. Ooh, if you type in cheesy blaster, it says blaster Carci.
Blast. If you just say blast, it's explosion. So it could be queso explosion. No.
That's what you get after having Taco Bell.
That's what you get after the cheesy blasters. Is you get. Actually, I guess cheesy blaster could also be a euphemism for diarrhea too. So.
Choro. Queso choro. Quesoro.
This has been a great ad.
This week's episode is brought to you by Talcum Foot Powder. What's on
your wallet?
Do something with that.
See, something with that. We salvaged it. We salvaged the ad.
And we're back. This week's episode, we will be covering Hustlers. Ben, what was Hustlers about?
Inspector Lee of the Royal Hong Kong Police travels back to China with his American colleague. In the follow-up more successful sequel to Rush Hour 1, the men intend to take some vacation but are quickly pulled into the case of 2 murdered U.S. Customs agents. The action is bigger, the laughs are better, and the chemistry is perfected. So, David, what did you think of the better movie?
You know, it's weird. I'm on the Hustlers movie Wikipedia, and that's like verbatim what Ben just read.
Did he edit that to make it say that?
Yeah, it says last updated 9:37 p.m. September 18th, 2019.
All I know is Hustlers is a movie about one woman's struggle to make ends meet and make a decision on her life. And she runs into a successful stripper who shows her the ropes. And eventually at some point, you know, the corporate greed that she's decided she wanted to relieve Wall Street of, she becomes prey to, and does it go too far? And is that really their destiny?
I like when Ben does it.
Yeah, it's better.
Wait, were you trying to do like a wordplay off of the main character's name?
No, her name is Constance Wu, but her character's name was Destiny.
Destiny. I thought you were just thinking about Destiny, the game.
Also, are you guys gonna be a warlock or a titan? Because I already got hunter.
I'm gonna be the hardest class to play, which is Ranger. Let's not go down this rabbit hole.
This episode really was just a wash. We were just going to talk about Borderlands and Destiny.
Well, we talked about Destiny last episode,
Yeah.
or in a previous episode. So
yeah, because we're still waiting for it to be free, so that way Stu can transfer his characters.
So
over.
we can finally turn this podcast into what it's meant to be, which is a Destiny podcast.
Wait, I thought this was gonna be a Popeyes podcast.
We'll finally have Keith's attention for once.
It's Destiny podcast sponsored by Popeyes.
I thought it was a Popeyes podcast sponsored by Destiny.
Well, I mean, tomato.
This week's episode is sponsored by the Chicken Sandwich Collective.
Either way, we're getting free fried chicken, Ben. That's the point. That's the goal. That's the dream. That's why we're doing this.
I mean, we are gonna get it because David's gonna lose that bet, and then he's gonna buy us the chicken sandwich.
Sure, why not?
Also, side note, I actually like when I don't give the synopsis for a movie, just so I can see what David comes up with.
I need to start writing this down because, like, in my head it sounds really good, and then at some point I, like, lose my train of thought, and I'm just like, wrap it up.
It's almost like Ben's going to keep us on our toes, so, like, we need to each write our own synopsis so we don't sound like idiots.
But that's inevitably going to happen. I'm an idiot by
Yeah, but at least
if
you just spend, 6 hours writing 4 sentences, at least you can read directly from that and not sound like an idiot.
I can read directly from the IMDb. But we just take out all the articles so that way we don't worry about getting plagiarism, right? So
Right.
Inspired by viral New York Magazine article, Hustlers follows crew, savvy,
Wow, I think this is worse than what you said.
former strip club employees band together to turn tables, Wall Street clients. Boom.
Oh, I feel like I've seen the movie now. Thanks for that, David.
And that wraps up this week's episode of Dose and a Half.
It's like the 6th time you've said that. It's the 6th time David has threatened to end the episode, right?
Who's anything about threatening? I'm allowing people multiple exits, like a freeway. Like, you can get off this ramp if you decide to.
Are you sure you don't want to stop listening to us? Here's your chance.
It's only gonna get better. So, general thoughts, gentlemen?
I thought it was okay. It was a movie that kind of reminded me of, like, it wanted to be like a Martin Scorsese movie, like a very light version of it. It reminded me a lot of, like, Goodfellas, Wolf of Wall Street. Not to say that I was as good as them. No, like, pretty far from it. But,
They need more Quaaludes.
yeah, a lot more Quaaludes. I mean, they had, what was it? I don't even remember what the plot point was, but they did have something like that. But, I mean, it's about, like, a young, innocent somebody getting caught up in the world of crime and getting slowly corrupt throughout time and being taken under the wing by someone who's more experienced, right? We always get the narrator in the form of the main character, which is Constance Wu in this. I thought that Jennifer Lawrence did an amazing job,
I'm sorry, Jennifer Lawrence?
Yeah, Jennifer Lawrence, Jennifer...
You mean Julia Stiles?
Yeah, that's who I meant.
Are you sure you didn't mean Jennifer Connelly?
Yeah, Jennifer Connelly did a really great job in this movie. She blew it away, like always. Anyways, Lucy Liu did a wonderful job in this movie. J-Lo did a good job in this movie. I actually didn't really like Constance Wu too much, honestly.
You didn't like her acting or the character?
The acting, I would say. I mean, she had good chemistry with J-Lo, but Other than that, like if she's by herself, if you just look at her acting in a standalone sense, whenever she was alone or she had to interact with anybody else, it was kind of, I don't know, kind of hit or miss for me.
I buy that.
Other than that, I didn't really like the time skips. I don't think it really worked in this. It seemed like I was trying to emulate a lot of like, a lot of Martin Scorsese films or something. It tried to go through the 2000s, right? But the only problem is that I feel that point in time is a little indistinguishable from every other point in time in the 2000s. Like if you told me to look at some scenery from 2007 versus 2011, I couldn't tell you the difference between that versus like what people were wearing or what the streets look like, what the cars are. It's pretty similar.
The only way to tell would be to look at what kind of cell phone they were holding.
Yeah, whereas, in Wolf of Wall Street or Goodfellas, jumping through time, through different points of the main character's life, you can really see how the world has changed around the characters. And I feel like it was trying to do that, but it didn't do it very successfully.
I would say along those lines that they probably could have just, since it was they're basing it on an actual event, they could have just not had the time skips and just told the whole story in one period. So the time skips were kind of unnecessary.
Yeah, like I get that it's part of the actual article, right, or the true story that it was based off of, that article. But some pieces of information don't really service the story or the plot of the movie when they transcribe it, right? So it's like what you're saying, yeah. They maybe could have left that out. Maybe
they could have left it out, and it wouldn't have taken away anything from what the actual events were.
Yeah. The only other thing that was kind of confusing to me was, well, someone that got top billing on like the posters and all the advertisements was Cardi B, and she was in it for like 5 minutes total.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a sadness.
I was kind of expecting that because like, what the hell is Cardi B gonna do? I mean, she does show up like at the end of the list though.
That's true. Just kind of weird because there are other people that had like much bigger roles, and
she's just the biggest name over the other ones.
Yeah.
Plus, everyone wants to see Cardi B doing stripper stuff, I guess. So
yeah, that's true.
So Ben, rating?
I'd say 6.5 to 7. I mean, although with all those things I didn't like about it, I will say that J-Lo gave like one hell of a performance.
For sure. What about you, Stu?
I enjoyed it more than I thought I would. Now that Ben's kind of said it, and I was kind of thinking about it now, I was like, yeah, I kind of, Constance Wu, when she was alone, I kind of like wasn't feeling those scenes as much. It was mainly like in the flash forwards to the present time. I was kind of like, I could kind of do without these scenes, but I think she worked much better with at least one other character was involved, especially when Jennifer Lopez was on. But yeah, it was enjoyable. It was like, a fun story, especially if you don't like know anything about what actually happened. It's like, oh, it's kind of interesting thing they did. But yeah, I mean, for me, I'd probably give it a 7.
Okay. Echoing some of the stuff that Ben said, but I agree with you, Stu. Like, I actually enjoyed it more than I thought it would. I would, and I actually kind of lost track of time when I was watching it because I was like trying to wonder. I was like, how long is this movie? Because it feels like it was kind of short. I don't know if that was the sense that you guys got, but it kind of made me more interested in kind of seeing like what else was going on like back then, and reading. I wanted to read the article, so I haven't had a chance to kind of see what they were kind of talking about or what it kind of inspired it. But I thought it was just really interesting how they kind of like decided to develop Constance's character solely based on how she did with J-Lo's character, or I forgot what her name was already, and then without her character. And that was like the only thing was the focus was like, oh, how was life with her? Fantastic. How was life without her? It was horrible. And then, tragedy strikes or whatever. I think overall I'd probably give it a 7. I thought it was entertaining. So,
what do you think, listener? And we just pause here for like 30 minutes.
That would have worked in the Dora episode.
Damn, we fucked up.
Yeah, we did.
Well, we haven't edited it yet, so we can still go back.
Just cut this part into the episode.
I think that's pretty much wraps up what our vote was. Ben gave it a 6.5, 7. I think Stu gave something very similar.
I gave it a 7.
Okay, and I also gave it a 7. Yeah, it's entertaining for sure. I just thought it was interesting that some of the other drug references were pretty accurate. That was a very interesting plot point. And I was like, where did they learn how to do all that stuff. But if you're looking for something that's going to be entertaining and you're not looking for it to pull you in an emotional direction or something like that, then yeah, it's an okay movie.
I would also, I don't know if this would count as a spoiler or not. I don't think so. But I was reading a little bit about the actual events, and wow, the person who J-Lo is portraying, wow, that's a rough face to look at. She is not as hot as J-Lo. Like, how did she do all this?
Well, she was the ringleader in using everybody else, right?
Yeah, I guess. Also, J-Lo's like still super hot.
Oh yeah.
Holy shit. She does not look 50. Holy shit, she's 50.
Wow.
She does not look 50.
No, you could have fooled me for sure.
She still got it.
Jenny from the block definitely still got it. Whoa, okay, I just saw the people.
The real people.
Yeah.
Right?
Wow, she is super tanned.
That's a polite way to put it.
Interesting. All right, well, that pretty much does it for our general review. We're going to step right into the spoiler zone. You can join us if you want, but if you want to remain spoiler free, don't keep listening.
Join us now or join us on another time.
All right, you've been warned. The spoiler zone. Guys, was there anything in particular you guys noteworthy for you guys about this movie?
One thing I was wondering about about the ending specifically, and I guess this kind of ties into the real world event. They made it seem, or at least when they got arrested and then caught and all that stuff, like the way they had Destiny agree to a deal or plead guilty, and it was like, oh man, like she just snarked on everyone. Oh man, that sucks. And then it was showing the like their punishments, their sentences, whatever. I was like,
nobody went
holy
to jail.
shit, nobody even like got punished. So I was like,
Yeah.
why did you sell him out if like she's, because it was like, oh, she pled, she admitted to everything, so in exchange for no jail time. I was like, fucking like no one got jail time. There was like, I think some of the side, there was like two of the other people who got like jail time, which was, I thought was weird, because like, why didn't?
But it wasn't for very long though.
Yeah,
it was
but
like I think it was like 3 months and then 5 years probation.
Right. But it's like, why did they get that and J-Lo's character only got the probation? She was like the ringleader, she's the mastermind. So why did she only had to do the probation, while like some of the other characters or people had to do like the jail, like the part-time jail or whatever, and then also the probation?
Maybe they all snarked on each other.
You're all getting this because you all narked on each other.
I think the craziest part is just like, I think it's depending on what they pled guilty to, right? I mean, some of them were pled guilty to like racketeering. I'm sure the other two who actually got jail time were probably put in jail because they pled guilty to like actually drugging people. But if it's like more white collar in terms of like, I was the one who arranged, who would go to where and who would do all that stuff, and actually like running like white collar crime and running cards and stuff like that, I think that's probably the reason why she probably got off slightly more leniently than J-Lo's character or Ramona did. Because
didn't Destiny also get probation?
I don't remember what she got, but I just know it was like 5 years I think it was 5 years probation.
Well, that was definitely J-Lo's character got 5 years probation. I remember that distinctly because I was sitting there in theater, like, wait a minute, she only got that? Everyone else seemed like they got harsher sentences for how involved they were. Because I would say like Jennifer Lopez was like the most involved of them, so I feel like her sentence should have been the most, but she like got the least almost. But whatevs.
I'm kind of glad that we got to see this one. I thought it was kind of interesting, especially since it was just like J-Lo's callback to movies, because it's been a while since she was in something, and boy did she not disappoint.
And I will say, I guess this counts as spoilers, but it wasn't really consequential on the plot. But what is really the load bearer in malls? Is it Cinnabon or is it Orange Julius? I think it's Orange Julius. Where was Jennifer Lawrence when they're doing all those interviews? Orange Julius.
I'm lost.
There was a scene where they're recruiting more of them, and then she walks up with an Orange Julius.
I remember.
You're confusing Stu when you say Jennifer Lawrence, and he keeps thinking you're talking about Julius Stiles.
Yes. Julius Randle.
The New Orleans Pelican, who's no longer in New Orleans. He's still a Pelican, right?
Nope.
No, he went to New York.
Yep.
He's now a Knick. I agree with you guys from earlier. I was expecting to see more Cardi B, except for her. I'm pretty sure she had like 5 lines.
Yeah. I mean, she was almost topless scene, so I guess that's good enough.
True, I guess.
That's what everyone was there for, let's be real.
I was like, I don't think I've ever seen Cardi B up that close before. I was like, that's what her face looked like.
I always thought of Cardi B and Nicki Minaj as being like carbon copies of each other.
That's what I thought.
Until I heard her talk, I was like, holy shit, Cardi B's voice is kind of annoying.
Oh, speaking of something that kind of stuck out to me, we had an Usher sighting.
Oh, yeah.
Usher, sexy like Usher.
Oh, man, sound the alarm. We had an Usher sighting.
Wait, I don't know.
That sounded like you're like craving Cookie Crisp or something.
Cookie Crisp.
Oh, shit, I could crush some Cookie Crisp right now.
Oh, that's our sponsor. Record it now.
Hi, guys. Welcome to CookieCrisp.com.
CookieCrisp.com.
Just lean into it, Stu. Just go with it.
Okay. Come on down to Kellogg's and get your Cookie Crisp.
Come on,
Ben, shut the fuck up. Let him do his thing.
Ben, I can't do this if you keep interrupting.
This week's episode is brought to you by Cookie Crisp. Stu?
They're great.
That's the one. But yeah, the Usher sighting was
Just sexy like Usher.
I don't know how many people are gonna get that reference.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I don't think a lot of people will get a lot of the references we make.
Yeah.
Of the 6 listeners, probably 4 of them will probably not know what the references are.
I know Joe will. But yeah, in general, I feel like they kind of forced the idea of this like boyfriend showing up and then her getting pregnant. It just seemed so, I don't know, unorganic.
Inorganic.
Just kind of, yeah, it just kind of just didn't. It just kind of just. It happened. It's over.
I guess they had to
Bridge that in there.
bridge it to her daughter because that's, I guess, was the more important part of her story.
Yeah, I could see the father not really being part of the story or being inconsequential. That seems plausible.
Just so you don't go like, where the fuck does baby come from?
Well, that, and it kind of illustrates her life in the sense that, you know, she had, you know, someone that fathered her child, but she doesn't think anything of him. He was just there as an ends to a mean, you know, for her life, because she only has her focus on her daughter. She doesn't really care about the dad at that point.
Well, she did repeat it over and over again. Motherhood is a illness, mental illness.
Yeah.
Right. So that's them just kind of pushing this, that like at some point you're gonna have to make a decision about what means more to you. But as soon as you become a mother, everything goes out the window. It's just your child. That's it.
Yeah. So I get like they were trying to force that, but I don't think the rest of the movie kind of supported that idea. Yeah, I mean, they they said the line. It's like, oh yeah, we said it. You know, it should really, you know, stick with you because we said it. Remember, we said it like 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
But the rest of the movie was literally about them just doing all this stuff. You know, getting back at all these guys, going over these plans. But like you see your daughter maybe like 2 or 3 times, and you don't really. I can't even remember what her name is. I remember she said a few lines.
Destiny 2.
You don't really.
Destiny 2.
And this is my son, Shadowkey.
Before we get too far off track, do you guys recognize the grandma from anything?
Oh, I feel like I do.
You should. If I told you it was a Netflix TV series, would that help?
Friends.
No.
Okay. A Netflix TV series. Mindhunter? Is she in Mindhunter?
No, she's not Mindhunter. Marvel based.
Oh, I haven't watched the Iron Fist one, so if she was in that one, I didn't see it.
She's in Daredevil.
Parks and Rec.
She's Madame Gao.
Damn it.
Oh, okay. I haven't watched the Daredevil in a while, so I don't really remember.
Oh, okay.
I kind of remember her now, but
I wish they had her in more scenes. I really thought she did a really, really good job.
Big surprise, everyone. David liked the Asian character.
I didn't say Constance Wu was that great.
That's right. I forgot she was Asian.
Wei Ching Ho, she deserves some credit. Every scene that she was in, she killed it.
Yeah, especially the part when Constance Wu found her dead.
No.
Just definitely-
She killed it and herself.
that was a pretty
Shocking.
yeah, it was a pretty good shock.
I thought she was like, why is she crying? She's sleeping. And then all of a sudden they go to the funeral. I was like, oh, she's dead.
They were just like, that's how my parents sleep all the time.
Yeah, my dad falls asleep in this chair watching TV. Like,
Halfway out of his chair with his eyes open, just staring into nothingness.
that's how Evan finds me most of the time. No, it's okay. He's still breathing, I think. It doesn't matter. Just gonna go to my room, close the door. Other than that, I think movie was decent. It was okay.
One thing I was going to, and this is kind of, I mean, they're just doing stripper stuff, so I got, kind of got to talk about stripper things. I think the premise was that she had been dancing at other she was a dancer. She's a professional dancer, right?
Correct. At other clubs beforehand.
Oh, yeah.
They do like a quick shot in the beginning just to like show how much not fun she's having, where she's like giving someone a lap dance, and holy shit, that was like the worst. She was just like vibrating on top of him, which was like, come on, put a little effort, Constance, into your craft.
Yeah, that's what I didn't like about her.
Like, look at J-Lo. J-Lo's like flying up and down the pole like a pro, and then she's acting like she doesn't know how to do anything, but she was supposed to be this dancer from all these other clubs, blah, blah, blah. So that was a little jarring. I mean, it sounds like it's a funny thing to kind of be critical of someone's stripping ability.
No, I think that's a valid criticism because, it's like what you said. She mentioned that she had experience in all these other places that she worked at. This isn't her first gig, and then when she comes over, she looked really awkward anytime she asked to dance. It was really weird and kind of, like you said, jarring. And
like you said with her performance, I guess, in addition to like the scenes where she was, by herself, I just wasn't believing really that she was actually a stripper.
yeah, I couldn't believe really anything she was doing other than her chemistry with J-Lo at the time. I mean, everything she was doing, like I guess she was supposed to be giving off like someone who's still a little bit innocent, at the beginning, and I couldn't really get that sense. And then later on, she's supposed to be a little more corrupt and a little more cutthroat because, she wants to protect her way of life. I still didn't get that. It just sounded like regular old-ass Constance Wu to me.
Oh, shoot. All I know is, like, anytime they were on screen together, maybe the reason why the chemistry was so good is because Jennifer Lopez's, like, presence is very overpowering, I feel, because her character has to be very controlling. So I feel like that's probably what you're getting is like you have that yin and yang kind of effect because of the fact that you have one very strong character and then you have the innocent character. But if you take away the strong character, now the innocent character just looks even weaker on its own. That would probably be the way that I would probably view it. But we can already pretty much tell. I don't think Ben's a fan of Constance Wu in general.
What other stuff is she in?
Fresh off the boat.
Crazy Rich Asian.
Oh, I don't care to ever see that movie just because I think the premise is dumb. But what is that? Is that all she was in?
Off the Boat.
Fresh Off the Boat.
The TV show?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I haven't watched it. I saw a couple scenes that made me laugh though.
Yeah, now imagine all those scenes, except it's a movie, and it's about these Asians that get together and they're really rich, and two of them have to get married.
I think the scenes that made me laugh were the ones that had the main guy in it.
Oh, you mean Randall Park?
Yeah, he's funny.
That guy's awesome. Did you watch his the new movie with him and
The one with Keanu Reeves in it.
yeah, always be my maybe.
Always call me.
Sorry, maybe.
I'll-
Here's my
Always
number.
call me
Always
maybe.
call me maybe.
Call me maybe.
By shit, what's her name?
Constance Ray Jepsen.
Yeah, Constance Regis. One thing, I have kind of a not a really a gripe
Oh,
against
gear,
the movie.
Here's the gears.
It's a little bit of a gear, but it's not like anything that like was wrong with that, like the actual movie. It was the whole premise, like when they're starting to like make money and stuff after charging up all those guys on their credit cards, and they're like, they're just like living lavishly and stuff, and Destiny keeps talking about how she just wants to have enough money for this and just to get by, take care of her grandma, take care of her kid, and then go shopping once in a while. And the whole time I was just thinking, holy shit, Every time you get money, you are blowing it on the stupidest shit. Stop. Be more responsible with your money, and you know.
Such an Asian thing to say, Stu.
Stop buying stuff that doesn't matter, and so yeah, like I said, it's not really against the movie. It was just like
Their fiscal
their fiscal
irresponsibility.
responsibility. I was just like, come on.
I don't give a crap about your red bottoms or your fur coats. You should be investing in IPOs and investing in stocks and bonds and a mutual fund.
You should be diversifying and buying responsible long-term funds to secure your retirement.
You should be buying passive income.
Tax-sheltered.
What?
Wait, I like where this is going. So she does all that, and then eventually she becomes one of those Wall Street people, and then at the end, the climax of the movie is her going to the strip club to get a lap dance, and who is it but Ramona?
Oh, I would have liked that twist.
I like that ending better.
Yeah, she like saved up all this money, and then she found that drug. What's that one crap? What's his name? Oh, Limitless. What did they take? What was the name of that drug?
Oh, Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, Bradley. Yeah,
They
the
took-
drug
they
Bradley
took Bradley
Cooper.
Cooper. A strong dose of Bradley Cooper.
She took the $500,000 that she had earned, working with Ramona for 2 years, and then turned that into $15 million, and then went back to the club and decided to go to the champagne room through the back door where all the other Wall Street fat cats are at, because she wants a lap dance. And
Oh no, I've been drugged, and now they're charging up my corporate
my
card.
card.
I'm reaping what I sown. Oh no.
This movie did ask a really important question. For wings, do you get sauce on the side?
Hell no.
What? Well, wait, depends.
What do you mean depends?
Hang on,
Whoa,
time
wait,
out.
hold on.
If you're gonna take it home,
No.
oh, then no.
You're gonna take it home?
If you gotta bring it home,
What are you gonna toss it yourself?
you dunk them into the sauce.
No. The only time sauce on the side is acceptable is at Love Letter.
Yeah,
Because them shits are messy as fuck if you don't get it on the side.
Actually, no. There was that one time we got on the side, and then Keith was passing me the bowl or something,
Well-
and it spilled all over me.
That's just Keith. That's our Keith.
All right. Well, that sounds like we pretty much wrapped up.
No, we didn't. Wait. You get sauce on the side?
No.
So, David, real quick. You go to Wingstop to go.
Uh-huh.
You're telling them you want your classic wing, 10-piece classic wing combo. And then when they ask you what sauces, you say, I'll have mango habanero on the side and also the garlic parmesan on the... You can't even do garlic parmesan on the side. That doesn't even make sense.
I don't do
That's
garlic
just a bucket of
parmesan. I do lemon pepper.
Whoa. You don't do garlic parmesan.
Uh-uh.
What the fuck?
What, do you also get boneless? Oh my god, he didn't say
Oh my
anything.
god, he didn't deny it. Oh my god.
Okay, for real. Do you go to Wingstop or any wing place and just get it on the side so you can do meal prep at home or some shit?
No.
Yeah, I'm gonna portion.
Do I look
5
like I
wings
do
for
meal
one day.
prep? Unless the meal prep
Sounds
is,
like you do.
If I sound like I'm doing meal prep, it's here's 2 things of Twinkies, here's the ding dong, here's 4 hot pockets, and that's
Prepping
breakfast.
to crush these Twinkies right now. I can't believe out of all the sauces that would have been somewhat acceptable to get on the side to take home, you pick the sauce that is the one, like one of the only ones that only makes sense for them to make there, which is lemon pepper.
No, I don't get lemon pepper on the side. I was just trying to understand, maybe that's the reason why somebody would. If they were going to take it home and they didn't want the wings to be soggy.
But you said you do that.
That's what I thought you
Sometimes.
said.
No,
Yeah.
I don't do that.
Oh. What sauces? Okay, so what sauces do you get?
Mango habanero and lemon pepper.
I just said lemon pepper.
No, you said garlic parmesan.
No, and then I said just now, of all the sauces that they have, the lemon pepper one is like the one that it doesn't make sense to get on the side,
Correct, I agree with you.
but you do it anyways.
I don't do that.
Oh my God, Ben, you deal with him.
I mean, I don't want to deal with this.
Well, deal with it.
Deal with it. .jpg.
I'm just like your dad. I don't want to deal with this.
We'll go to Wingstop. You'll see. I don't order it on the side.
You don't order on the side, or you do?
I don't.
I thought the whole thing was that you ordered on the side.
No.
Ben?
I thought that you said that you order on the side.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, I was playing devil's advocate then, I guess.
Without telling us you're playing devil's advocate.
I don't normally cue you guys in on anything I'm gonna possibly say anyways.
Usually when you're playing devil's advocate, you say that you're playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, whatever.
Okay, but does that mean you get boneless or bone in?
Depends.
Oh, shit.
Oh my god, there's no depends.
Except for diapers.
That's what it was.
The only depends that matter here are diapers. This episode brought to you by Depends.
Because sometimes it doesn't depend if you eat boneless or bone in.
Sometimes it does depend if you soil yourself. So come on down to Depends. Get your free pack of adult diapers for $39.99 for subscription.
You said free adult diapers for $39.99?
Just let me do the ad, David. This is what you wanted. You just ruined it. There's 2 ads gone to waste now.
That'll be this week's episode. Is just those 2 just smashed together.
Just back-to-back ads. Wow, Dos and F Cincos is doing pretty well. They got 2 ads.
But they can't get through either one of them. Come on down to cookiecrisp.com.
Cookiecrisp.com.
You're not letting the wild card do his thing.
He shoots from the hip and also from his ass. That's why we're sponsored by Depends.
We got the cheesy blasters and the Depends. They go together.
And it's FDA regulated 400% daily intake of sodium.
Buy 10 packs of Depends and get this 25% off coupon on cheesy blasters.
Code cincos. All right, well, that wraps up our review of Hustlers for this week. I think we're all in agreement that this coming week's movie will be Ad Astra.
Downton Abbey.
All right, you heard Ben, folks. It's going to be Downton Abbey.
Ben will be talking about Downton Abbey, and David and I will be talking about Ad Astra.
Actually, both of them have a 80+% on Rotten Tomatoes.
But only one will come out on top.
All right, well, that was probably one of the easier ones for us to decide. We'll see you guys next time. I'm your host, David.
And I'm Stuart.
And I'm Ben.
Join us next week when we review Ad Astra. And don't forget to tip your Reiki master. See ya.
Stay tuned for our boneless versus bone-in discussion.
I'd like to open up the floor to Ben Somali, representative from the Bone In Party. What would you say is the number one concern of Americans in regards to boneless or bone-in wings?
I would say that a large number of Americans are being lied to when they purchase boneless wings as some sort of bone classic substitute, when in fact they are just getting chicken nuggets.
Interesting. David, your retort?
Why are you sacrificing flavor in boneless when you're not getting bone in?
Wait, so you're arguing for bone in?
Who's the wild card? I will only order boneless if it's the special day that they're selling it. That's the only reason I would do it. If not, then it's bone in and then sauce.
Didn't they used to have bone-in special days? Now they just have boneless.
I don't know why they don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
Like, it's only like, oh, boneless Tuesdays. I was like, there's no day that starts with a B. Like, Tequila Tuesday is a thing. Margarita Monday, a thing. Thirsty Thursday, a thing. But boneless Tuesday? What the hell is that?
I'm guessing that it's because everyone else likes bone in, and so they end up with all this extra supply of boneless, and they have to try to get rid of it.
Actually, that makes a lot of sense, actually, that they're trying to, like, clear inventory.
Well, why even offer it in the first place then if no one wants it?
Because there's people like David who will get it.
Ooh, you're the person making this country worse.
I'm sorry, I'm Asian. I can't fight that part of me where I see a good deal, I cannot not buy it. Think about it. Hey, you work at UCI. When they give away something for free, how many % of those people show up are Asian?
I don't know, because I was too busy trying to get that free thing.
Oh, see, look at that.
Also, UCI's Asian population is like 99%. Oh, sorry.
Wait, what does that mean? I don't speak Mandarin.
I was just trying to cover up whatever Stu was about to say because it made too much sense. You're the wild card. You're not supposed to say anything that makes sense.
Oh, sorry.
Rush Hour 2 is better than Rush Hour 1.